Hi, guys, and welcome to yet another episode of What's on My Table. And today we are not on the table because there are a lot of things on the table. The film cameras, the old cameras, non working cameras. The last 3 weeks have been a lot of turmoil. I came back after a family vacation and I was really toying on the idea of getting one of the ZV series cameras. So it started with me looking at the ZV-1f, which was the latest one in that series. Prior to that, we looked at the ZV-1 and the ZV-1 and the ZV-1 version 2. Then we saw the ZV-E10, which was not at all one of my priorities. Then I saw that the ZV-E10 was doing pretty well in terms of having the vertical option when you vlog and so on. And then I looked at the 6700. ZV-1 was not on my list because it's very expensive and you could almost get a very good camera instead of that. But the ZV-E10 looked like a good proposition, and the 6700 seemed like a very good option because it had every single feature that the A7S III had, and even more. And it had 10-bit recording and so on. But the whole differentiating factor was that I needed something really small. So when I want to blog, I can just put it right there and start recording. You could probably think why I couldn't do that with this camera, which is the Samsung S22 Ultra, because it does a good job, like you can see. But there's something about Sony colors, and it's the fun of having a really small Sony camera. So 3 weeks waiting for it, buying some random full frame old cameras which have got video recording capabilities. I just thought today was the time that I'd go for it, and I didn't want to go for anything at the middle segment or the high segment because if I regret the purchase, then that would be really bad. What? Wait, man. That would be really bad. So, starting with the first Sony camera that I had, I think Vedant will show you that and he will tell you.
A7S2.
Yeah, that was the A7S2. I bought that in 2016. That's a good 8 years back at a cost of 2,12,000 or 2,16,000. I don't remember exactly. But then that was a very, very high cost for a camera back then because it was used by NASA for something like capturing
It was
stars.
to capture stars and the moon in 4K.
And certain portions of some movies were also shot on the A7S2. So he's got a great regard for the A7S2.
Like Batman was shot on A7S3, I think. But there was one more movie, Spider-Man, I think. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes, one of those
Spider-Man
movies. A
Homecoming was
portion
shot
of it was shot on the
S2.
A7S2 or S3. I'm not completely
S2.
sure.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay, fine. So that said, we're going to delve into opening this box. It's got all these super
And in
seals.
today's video, we are going to review, open, and compare these two cameras.
So yeah, in terms of comparison, maybe I'd just do a very basic comparison of the sizes. So that should give you an idea. And the very reason I bought this, the ZV-1f, was economically priced. It was around 38,500. I thought I'd go for the EMI option. Then I was like, let's just pay it off in one shot. And it just arrived, and it seemed really light, really light. I was like, is there a camera even in there? Because you have batteries, you have chargers and everything. But then seemed like it was quite legit. So you can see the camera here. I know why there's a bluish light here. Okay, I think it's got to do with this or something like that. Not completely sure. Maybe it's looking at the phone itself as a reflection. So you can have a good look at it. And yeah, one of the features that this had was that it can also do object showcase or product showcase. So when you bring something close, it'll actually focus onto it, and that's one of the very big key features in this. And I had another sheet. Can we see that sheet, Veda?
Sure.
Yes, this is the sheet that I finally did because there was so much confusion about all the ZV models. Each one's got something better than the other, and at the higher end, you've got like this camera doesn't have RAW, and then it doesn't have face detection autofocus, which is something that is available in all the other ZV series cameras. And if I went for a 6700 or maybe the ZV-E10, the ZV-E10 seemed like a sweet spot between the base ZV-1 and the 6700 because it's slightly smaller than 6700, but still it's pretty compact. But then it was almost, I think, 90,000 or 80,000, so it's almost two and a half or three times the price of this camera. So I thought we'd be at the very other, I thought we'd be at the extreme end of technology, having the A7S3, which is the highest end S series camera, which has got nothing. I mean, it's short of nothing. I thought this would be a good buy so that I have a good spectrum covered. So what are we waiting for? It looks nice and it's a sealed pack, so nothing to worry about, and sealed even from below. So I'm just wondering if we should change the angle of the camera so you can get a better look at what's inside the box. And the sweet surprise was this, that it's got a 64 GB card, which has come with it, and that was definitely a surprise. It was not in the packaging list as described on Amazon. So I think that is definitely a surprise. 2 years of warranty. I'm not sure if we get an extra 1 year too, but let's go ahead and open it. So I'll change the camera angle a little bit so you can see it well. Okay, there you go. The camera. It looks nice, neat and small. It's got a swivel screen. It's got a particular mic right on top.
Why are we waiting? Can't we just open it now?
Yes, so these are the details,
Why are you showing
and
the
I'll
fans?
go ahead and
Why are you showing?
nobody's a fan with their subscribers. Please cut it now.
Why are you showing the
Okay, let's
subscribe?
don't something and all Vedu. Please, I can cut. Okay, let's go ahead and cut the seal. Can you slice this here, Vedu?
Yes.
Let's have him inaugurate it. Yeah, that's good. So there you go. We've opened it. Let's see what's inside. Oh, there is your 64 GB memory card. Sony original memory card here. So let's leave it there. We'll take it in a bit. Then you've got the service warranty coupon for the ZV-1f. I know what BQ stands for. Some documentation.
I feel that the A7S2 and the ZV1, I says ZV10, right?
ZV-1f.
I feel that the ZV1F and the A7S2 are the same size.
Okay. He thinks they're the same size, but we'll show him what's in it. So we've got the memory card. We pulled all the documentation out. I'm going to go into this. Any guesses what this is, Vedu?
A cable, charging cable.
It's not a charging cable. I have seen this, so I know what it is. But let's keep that
What is it?
as a surprise for later. Hang on. And then we just see what's
so
inside
small.
this. Got a little battery here. Feels like the battery. So that is the battery. Neatly packed battery. Oh, that's pretty fat. I thought it's not going to be so fat. It's a nice heavy battery. Not bad at all. So we've got the battery. I'm going to keep this aside. Let's keep the battery here. Here's the documentation with the warranty card, and we are going to open this.
I think I know.
And for the grand opening.
I think I know what this is.
Yeah,
This is a
keep
cat
it here.
tail.
It's not a cat tail. It's a.
It's whatever this thing. Can you
Yes.
see here?
It's called a dead cat.
Dead cat.
Okay, there you go. It's upside down. So that is the camera. Very compact. A little thicker than I thought it was. I was probably comparing it to the RX100.
Let's see the comparative
But in terms
size.
of the comparative size, in comparison to a full-size S
Two.
series or R series camera, which is pretty much the same form factor, it's pretty small. So you can just see the relative size difference. I think we need a little more light. Okay, so you can have a look at it now. So we've got the camera. This is the relative size when you compare it from above. This is the size difference from the side, much smaller. And of course, thickness, you can gauge the thickness from the side. In terms of length, if you have a look at the bottom, it's fairly small, but not too small either. So the camera feels pretty light. It's made of plastic or ABS. It doesn't feel like.
Can I see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't scratch it.
This is made out of metal, pure metal.
Yes, that's made of metal.
Can you see the sound difference?
Yes, it feels cold too. So apart from that, let's go ahead and put the battery in. What are we waiting for? So this is the dead cat. We'll open that in a bit, but for now, let's go ahead and put the battery in. Simple click and the battery is in. Shall we take that memory card too? Okay. Memory card doesn't come with a box even.
Appa,
That's surprising. Stop it.
this is the.
And along with it, we've got this cable, which is a USB-C cable, and we've got the memory card. So let's see how to put the memory card in. It says it goes in this way. So it's a nice 64 gig 270 MB per second card. So we put that in. So the entire setup is only, I think, around 250 odd grams, and it's really light.
Can I
And
try
I
it?
think I'm loving it. You can just hold it here, Vedu. Hold it here, right here. Don't take it out so our viewers can see how it is. So that's the camera in the small hands, and this is the camera in the big hands. And yes, there you go. It's just switched on all by itself. I didn't even press the on button. I have no idea how it's switched on. Okay, let's set it up. What are we waiting for? So it's English. Yes, I understand. Okay, that's the touch screen. That was fun, right? And
I have a question.
Before you have a question, Vedu, let's see what is in the camera. Okay, let's say do not connect for now. We can connect it to the app later. So we can set the time. We put that to India, Kolkata, New Delhi. Okay. And we want the format to be year, month, and date. And what's the date, Vedu, today?
Today is 7th.
Yeah, and it's the 11th month and it's the 7th, right? And what's the time now? Is the time now? I think it is 9:49. So 21:49. Okay, no, I think it's the date here. 7th and 21:49. Okay. It's creating the database file, and there you go. The camera is ready. Does it have a vertical mode?
Why don't you open the screen?
Not sure if it has a vertical mode, but the new camera, the E10L, supposedly has a vertical vlogging mode, which I think this doesn't. But yeah, that's okay. Let's go ahead and pull out the screen. It seems like the same lovely screen that our A7S III came with. It's pretty much looks the same. Or like we could add a, what do you call it? We can add a cooler there. This is to close it. And yeah, this looks pretty neat. And can we have the dead cat video? And here is your dead cat. And this is the USB-C cable which connects to the camera. And I think that's to be used for streaming or probably to charge the camera. So this is nothing but a hot shoe mount, very neatly designed. I think it's a dead hot shoe, which means you can't really use any device on it. So there are no options to connect any device onto it. And this just goes into that, but I think it's a little hard. There's a little bit of this stuck onto it. I think I'll have to do this a little later. I don't want to force it in. So we'll leave this aside for now. We can do that later.
Like this. Ulta.
No way, this is how it goes. This is how it's supposed to go, and I don't want to force it in. Force it in, going in there.
Try ulta.
It can't be ulta, man. It's okay, we're not going to force it in now. Yeah, there you go. It's in. Looks like it's a little boy with a haircut. Does it look like Trump with black hair? Well, a little bit. Yeah, that said, let's have a look at the ports. Aren't we all interested in knowing what the ports on this camera? I'm going to open this. How do we open it? Yeah, very nice looking plastic. A little complicated. A little different from the usual design. Like you open it, pull it forward, and then you open it. So you've got a micro HDMI and you've got a USB-C, and you also have a mic in, so there's no headphone, and that's something everybody was talking about. And there's nothing to sling the camera, no strap, nothing, because that's the way it's built. Now let's have a look at the lens. It's a really small lens, feels very plasticky, the body, but I think that's all you need. Go ahead, switch it on. Yeah, it's on. And let's record my son Vedant. Let him be the first thing that we record. He's with the camera. It's got a 50 FPS recording going on. But I must say the whole setup is super light. Feels not so premium, but that's how good it is. It's pretty plasticky and a very nice one. Don't think there's a vertical mode like I thought, where all the details on the screen would turn around, but this is not too bad either. So that's it. I think we've got that. In terms of the feel of the body, I think we'll just turn it back to this position so we can see what's on it. The grip is decent, feels very plasticky. I must say that.
Can I try?
Even this is plasticky, but somebody said there was a good rubber grip. I can't see the rubber grip anywhere here, but it's really small and very compact, extremely plasticky. So maybe it's a great combination for you to vlog. Let's see how much of a view we get when we turn it around. It's a view you get. So you can look into it, you can talk, you can vlog, you can do all kinds of content. And that's us creating content. And looking forward to a very, very, very eventful journey with this. I don't think I'm going to go for the ZV-1 Mark II, which seemed like a very strong contender for this position. We've got a nice red light, which should probably show up even in daylight. And now I let my son stop the recording and let's see how the audio sounds when we play it back. It's a great thing that it's got a touch screen. Got a small mic. The battery needs to be charged yet. Yeah, speaker is pretty good. Very light as a setup for you to carry around, probably to even put in your pocket. And I heard there is a slot for you to put a little ND filter because it does not have an inbuilt ND. But this plays. You can actually turn it vertical, I thought, but no. Does it? Doesn't look like. Maybe through a firmware update, they'll add that functionality where you could create vertical content too. No rubber at all.
Can I try?
I think there was a review I saw, and that review told me there's a very nice rubber grip and whatnot.
Can I try?
I think that was exclusively for the ZV-1 series. Let's have a look at the cable. It's always fun looking at these things. I think Sony's moved on to making this made of paper instead of plastic. This cable also looks average compared to the one I got with my A7S III, because the cost is almost 9 times the cost of this. So it's pretty good. This is the cable. So that's it, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the unboxing session. Let's catch up soon for some videos exclusively made using this camera. So that's Vedant, and this is me, Arvind, signing off, and hope to come back with a lot more content soon. Thank you.